We're a little bit late today.
We've been late for the past ever.
We almost had TikTok working tonight. It worked for like half a second and then didn't. So we're working on it. Well, we're getting new internet. So that'll be super fast. I should share this. That's what you guys are doing right now.
Yeah, that's why we're being quiet.
Yeah.
Super quiet. I wonder if this is the right one. Somebody commented in already. Greg Wiseman. I'm the first commenter.
Greg.
There was 101 plays already on that video.
On the first one?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Wait, what?
There was already 101 plays on the first video.
See, it's hard to believe any of the stats when stuff like that happens.
We're on the docket. Did we say that the first time or this time?
You say what? Oh.
Yeah, turn it off for now. Well, that's not just it. So go ahead and X that off. That's the old video that Greg got on first. There you go.
Bump.
Come on, Greg. There's still time.
You can get first on the next one. Oh, guess what?
What?
Thing. All right, that's all I wanted to do. Somebody else is
Matt
watching.
beat him.
Matt. Oh, he
Yeah.
did. I put first. Dang it. Click on that. I'm going to like it. And I'm going to love it.
Do you want some more of it? Nobody?
Who's got their volume up?
It ain't me. It ain't me. Oh, nope. Wrong thing. Wrong. I'm going to figure this out.
I just posted it. Ooh. Kevin KNGENO reacted to our video.
Hey, Kevin KGNEO.
KNGO KNEGO. No, that's not
No,
right.
I don't think that was right.
It's NGENO. K is his middle name.
Check out
Killer.
this. Shared it.
Hey, I just talked about how we should get another Cam Link. There's one on Marketplace for $70.
Sweet.
That's not. I mean, they're
All right.
they're $100 brand new. So.
Let's do this.
Why?
Noah, can you play the
No.
song? What? Oh. Can you play the song behind us while we chat over it a touch?
The new one.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Maestro. That's cool.
Maestro. Boom, boom, boom.
He's a
Yeah, but bring it down a little bit so they can hear us a little.
$1,000.
Three dudes on the mic.
Got some bass. Colin can't hear it.
Oh, yeah, he probably thinks we're nuts.
Lesson lessons too.
You
know
think?
the Maestro.
Were you bleeding?
Every episode.
Oh, that's my blood. You can lick it if you want.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
I made me bleed my own blood.
Spreading light and glee.
It's dry.
Joey Jackson. Talking scripture
Yeah,
free.
I could get him
Okay.
from you
They
guys.
got funny vibes. Christian tales with pride. Keep you entertained. On this holy
How long until beatboxing is an Olympic sport?
funny banter.
It is.
You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
Tune in every week for the sacred song.
Yeah.
Bubbles on your feet. Spreading light and glee. Joey, Josh, and Brad.
That's us.
Talking scripture free.
That is us. All right, drag that out and bring us up, brother. Hey, everybody.
Yo.
Welcome to the Pod Bless Podcast,
Hey.
where we're three dudes with a few other dudes pretending to be some cooler dudes.
I'm the dude disguised as the dude playing another dude.
Yes. I'm Josh Williams. Welcome to the show. We've got Joey Butch over here in the red, and we've got Brett Dickman over here in the other red.
Maroon, as I would call it.
I'll say the other red. I don't like to give it that title.
Just don't say Scarlet.
Why do we have to have labels on the show?
because then
Brett's-
people wouldn't know who we are,
Brett's shirt identifies as blue.
except for the
My shirt
fans.
identifies as red.
And over here on the ones and twos, we got our special friend back in studio who has been gone for a week or so, enjoying life out in
Florida?
the places of warmth and tropicalness.
Weren't you in Florida?
Noah.
Noah.
Thanks for coming back, Noah.
Good to have you, bud.
We do appreciate it.
Wasn't my choice.
What?
And we also got the guy on the couch. Hey, did you see who killed Killer?
I don't know what that means.
I trust him, man. I don't know. That's from Half Baked. One of the first big movies
Is
that
one of
Dave
them
Chappelle
cooking
did.
shows?
No, it was Dave Chappelle's weed show, a weed movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Huh.
You never watched that?
Christian podcast.
Who's in it?
Well, Dave Chappelle for one.
That
He's
makes
the main
sense. That
star.
does make sense. Yeah.
And then what's Williams? Harold Williams?
Cap?
No, not Harold.
Cap?
White guy. No, white guy. Is it Harold Williams?
Kumar?
Get out of here, you pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
Bro,
Harlan Williams. Harlan Williams.
every bit of this is going on my head right now.
Hilarious comedian, but he was one of Dave Chappelle's buddies. And then, oh yeah, what's the other guy? The white guy. Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
No, not a part of the conspiracies. I can't think of his name. Anyway, Half Baked is a story about Dave Chappelle and his two buddies that are roommates, and they're trying to make money by selling weed because they smoke weed all the time. But Harlan Williams was out getting snacks because they got the super munchies because Dave Chappelle was working at a hospital and got that hospital grade weed, and they did that, and they were like really tripping out.
have weed?
And back then, it was for medical
Oh.
uses. It was legend back then, but now it's real. Anyway, Harlan stops with all of his food to a police horse and was like, "Hey there, you hungry?" And fed it a bunch of candies and popcorn
Oh,
and
no.
snacks. And turns out the horse was diabetic and died. So he got arrested for
Oh.
being a cop killer.
Oh.
And so their goal then was to raise money by selling weed so that they could get him out of jail. It's a movie beyond its time. It
Well,
was really good.
Dave Chappelle. Right.
Mhm.
You remember that a different way?
You guys okay?
I mean, there is a lot of differences, but I gave the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know the quotes. Yeah,
maybe,
for sure.
maybe don't say all the,
The
quotes.
quotes I can't say.
What
Hey,
quote?
Yeah.
you guys want anything from this corner store? Yeah, I'll take some chips. And what's that we used to get all the time? Yeah, no, I'm not going into all those quotes.
I'm scared right now.
You
I don't
should
even know
be.
what this movie is.
I'm scared
You
right
know
now.
what? You need to watch Half Baked. It's hilarious.
I am terrified at this.
You're not a
moment.
pastor. You need to watch it.
So
It is
yeah,
funny.
Pod Bless is one of my favorite things to do during the week.
Wait, so
That's
this
good.
is a legit question,
Hit
actually.
me. Yeah.
What does the Bible say about weed?
Mind-altering substances
It's
or
how
tend-
God spoke to Moses through
That's
the
not-
burning bush.
that's
I'm
not-
just like
it's
now
not.
that
It's not true.
Ohio is like legal now, just kind of curious on how that will affect. Like,
Well, alcohol's always been illegal. What's the church's stance on alcohol? Mind-altering drugs.
Yeah. So the idea is
Catholics like alcohol.
purity.
Well, Catholics are Catholics. You're not
Drinks.
a Catholic right now.
No, but I'm just
I know.
wondering, like,
No, it's wrong. Church says it's bad.
okay.
It's a mind-altering drug,
Unless it's being used in a medicinal purpose.
and then it's
There's
awesome.
an exception for that.
Uh,
Hey, Pastor Leon.
Hey, Leon, how's it going? Tyler Havlin commenting in there. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, not how I was meaning to start the show. But
Yeah. Now
welcome.
that was actually a good question. by the way.
welcome to Pod Bless.
wondering if there's gonna be like stoner churches popping up now.
I mean, there probably already are. There's a thing I saw a comedian do. It was like New Age church name or dispensary. Did we
That's
talk
John-
about that on the
John
show?
Christ.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
we
we
talked
talked about it here. Yeah.
4 years.
And I couldn't have picked the differences. That was years ago that we did that.
no,
okay.
it wasn't years. It was like a year.
A year.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It was
Not
before he
multiple.
got canceled.
He's canceled and
That was
returned
after.
now,
I
right?
think that was after he got canceled, wasn't it?
I think he's
No,
been
you're
he's done
right.
the full loop.
Yeah, he's back.
Is
Canceled
he all
and he's
right to
back.
like now?
If I don't remember exactly what did he do?
He went into rehab for sleeping with women on tour.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good.
For having a
Wait,
sex
wait,
addiction.
but he didn't do anything like non-consensual with people, right?
Randy. No,
No.
it was just
Wasn't he like pretty aggressive or something?
yeah. Well, he was using his influence to
Yeah.
bang women when he was supposed to be a Christian.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying
influencer.
it's right. Or, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying. What do we got? Who we got?
Oh,
Tabitha's with
Tabby
us,
said
helping depression. If worked with a professional, I think there's openings for that.
I
But
feel like it can cause depression too, depending on who you are.
it depends. I've seen different.
It can cause anxiety.
What about my skateboard injury when I was 12?
What about it?
Did it help then?
No, I know a guy that.
I hope you weren't smoking when you were 12.
No, I know a guy who's like 35, and he went to the doctor and got an excuse for when he was 12. He said,
Really?
I fell when I was 12, and it hurt ever since. And they're like, okay, here's your card.
Wow, that's a doctor handing them out.
Leon says we
Yeah.
have a bar next to the campus called the Library. Not sure if this fits.
That's funny.
It does fit.
That's a
quite
good
well.
idea.
I'm gonna go hit the library.
Yeah, Tabitha agrees. Not for everybody.
We gotta black out the
And
library.
I would
wanna read
I would
so many
caution
books.
people to be careful with like even prescribed meds. Like if you go to the hospital and like they prescribe you like hardcore like painkillers.
I want to read
like,
books till
if-
I pass out in the gutter.
If you
Sorry.
need those, you should use them. But like if you think you can get without them, like I feel like the less we play around with like those high power opioids, the better we're gonna be. But
It makes the students that are actually trying to go study look like alcoholics.
all right, nobody wants to talk about drugs with me. Josh, do
We're
you
still
have?
talking, alcohol's a drug?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what?
Well, I said yeah.
My love is a
Oh.
drug.
You said we weren't talking about drugs. We are.
I love your mustache, by the way.
It's really getting out
It's
of
looking
hand.
good.
I got to do too much to it now.
How do you eat soup?
You don't. Well, you do, but you just have to have like 3 or 4 paper towels to like brush it side to side. And it pretty
Just
much,
double check it. Just
pretty
double
much
check.
after you eat, you just got to go to the sink and
Yeah.
like wash it all out. They say firefighters. I don't know if you knew this or not. Little quid quo pro.
I don't think that's what that means.
What does quid quo pro mean?
Quid quo pro. Doesn't it mean like keeping an equal balance?
I'm asking you. You're asking me.
I'm almost certain it means to
I just
like to
quoted
keep up.
from Robin Williams when he was the genie in.
I'll look it up,
Real
but I'm
Aladdin.
pretty little quid
So-
quo pro. Yes.
It means you get something in exchange for something else.
Yeah. It's keeping an even
Yeah,
footing.
I'm giving you knowledge so that you can use it later.
Something
Quid
for
pro quo.
something is what it
Whatever,
means.
dude.
He's
Anyway,
such
I did the actual motion.
firefighters grow mustaches because back in the day they didn't have face masks, so it helped them to like when the smoke would get in and make them snot really bad. So it would keep all that snot from running straight into their mouth and or catch smoke. A lot of them would do it to like grow their mustache over their mouth to help not breathe in as much smoke.
It's a
'Cause they didn't-
filter?
Well, way back when. That's like the tradition of why firefighters like to have mustaches
Yeah.
now.
What about cops?
Cops, they're just never mind. I was going to say a mean thing. They're
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
they're
set
just not
I
allowed
didn't mean to set
have
you up like that. That's
other-
my bad.
Other facial hair.
Yeah, I
Firefighters
think that's-
have big.
So like theirs can't expand past their lips, right? Like it has to be
maybe.
a tight mustache, but not too tight because then it becomes something different.
Depends on the face.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah,
with that.
you'll start looking like Michael Jordan. Who wants that?
Yeah, that's where I was.
I think he was going with his old friend Adolf.
Oh,
Little Adolf.
Oliver.
I can't stop eating this.
The OGs remember the OGs. Inside jokes on a podcast doesn't work really well when it's not a podcast inside joke. Sorry about that.
Wow, you just murdered Brett.
Hey y'all, Kesha.
Because I said your love is my drug.
Gotcha, Kesha. Okay, Kesha.
TikTok on the clock.
Oh.
That's a great song. That's a banger. That song was a banger.
So yeah, I've got something
Party
that's going to
don't
make Joey
stop
even more upset
tonight.
if we want to jump into my segment.
See the sun
I don't know what. Do I still have a song?
holes blessed? Take it away, Josh.
Party don't stop. No. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Boom, 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 boom,
Whoa,
boom.
whoa, whoa.
So
Oh, let's get mad.
no, you're not gonna get mad, but
I
you're
thought
gonna
you told me I was gonna get angry.
you're gonna get flustered.
Okay.
I
Me
think
and
you
Brad
are.
are just gonna sit back and let you guys go at it.
Hit me.
So this Sunday I was at church.
Oh, good
Go figure.
I'm proud of you.
Not Joey's church though, real church.
Oh,
First time in a long time.
Why?
First time, long time.
That's so rude.
We got who's Clint Green?
That's my uncle.
Hey, Uncle Green.
Beards for he's a fireman. He's a fireman.
There you go.
He said they used to wear beards for filters, but when the face mask came around, he couldn't get the seal, so they kept the stash. That's why they only
Yeah.
have the stash.
Yeah, some of them were
cool.
saying or silly things about snot getting into it and stuff.
Yeah.
And easier to keep the snot from
Yeah.
going straight.
So your filter story was true.
Oh yeah, I don't lie all the time. I just say things confidently, but
Yeah. That's good insight
anyway.
right there.
So I was at church. Do you have something funny? Sorry, my bad. I started cutting you off again.
I wish you wouldn't have told me I was going to be frustrated by this because now I feel like I'm
Now
predispositioned
he
to be
needs some
frustrated
weed
by
to hate.
No,
hold down
no,
his anxiety.
no.
Take that curve off.
All right, hit me.
Curve
Come on,
thing.
let's do this.
So anyway, I was at church on Sunday, this past Sunday, and our pastor at the time, Christina. Yeah, it's a girl. Get over it.
They're allowed to preach.
She.
Yes.
Sure. Okay, Joey.
They're allowed to talk, but I don't know if it's...
No, she was preaching a great sermon, but she did bring
I'm
up
not fighting about this.
a part of the scripture, which is in many scriptures, of the Baal, god Baal.
Ah, yes.
Baal.
B A apostrophe A L.
Baal, Baal. I always say Baal.
Some people say it differently.
Baal.
That's
Baal.
okay.
Baal.
Ba-
Baal.
Baal. I just say Baal.
I say Baal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Christian Baal. So anyway, so there's these other gods in the
We're
Bible,
hockey
right?
dads.
And so she brought it up in passing because it was something about the prophets of Baal and how they worshipped other gods. And I went on total ADD mode.
Yeah.
Like, I still listen to a lot of the sermon, but
Yeah.
that part just made me sprout off into all of these different branches of thought. Yeah, see, dash AL. Baal. So anyway, this made me going on these different thoughts. And this was like so mind-boggling. I've been researching it on the internet, trying to find more people saying something about it. And there have been some people that have had this thought, of course, because it's been thousands of years since the Bible was published. So people are going to have thoughts, right? So this was my thought. Who knows the I was trying to think of the song they sing in Hercules, but anyway, Hercules.
I know it. The song. Just
The
which song?
Roman gladiator, Hercules.
Hercules. Yeah.
So Hercules was a demigod, right? He was the son of Zeus, who was the king of the gods in Greek mythology, and he came down
I think that's
and,
Hero to Zero.
and laid with a human. And they had what was known as a demigod, someone who was part human and part God. Do we need to address?
No, we
Okay,
just,
okay,
we,
just making sure.
we need to scroll down and see the end of that comment.
Oh, can you scroll down on the comments in the multi-stream?
But not too
there,
far
Noah?
because we haven't read them in a while.
There's a lot of comments rolling in. I agree.
Jenna, I need more free Mount Vernon stuff. That's why
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You're
wearing
wearing Easter.
and I'm representing ENC because they're closing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Leon was saying his daughter is a pastor. And
She
that's
is
true.
at our church. Yes.
Yeah.
And she preaches well.
So anyway, I was talking about demigods, right? So Hercules, he's a demigod. Icarus, he was a demigod. Achilles.
Maui.
No, Achilles wasn't one.
No,
I
he
don't
was
think.
just dipped in.
He was dipped in the
Yeah.
gods. Yeah. Maui. Yeah, he was
Actually,
a
I
demigod
mean,
of
that
the
does
wind,
count. Yeah.
of the wind and sea. So anyway, there's the demigods.
Of the wind.
So we know all
and
these
sea.
stories from Disney movies. We know these stories from Greek mythology if you really want to be a dork. Uh,
Why is that dorky?
because it's Greek mythology. Just saying it makes me feel like. So anyway, we're thinking about Greek mythology, and I start looking at Baal, and
Yeah.
I start looking at Moloch, and like all these different fake gods or false gods.
Little
as the Bible.
G's, little
yeah,
G's.
Yeah, lowercase g. So I started thinking about all these different gods that are in the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm,
And every time as a kid hearing false god, I thought, oh, it never existed. They made it up and everybody followed along.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard gig to get everybody to follow along to something. So my thought was, wait a minute.
Is it?
What if they were true entities that had some type of power? We believe in sorcery. We believe in demon possession. We believe in the spiritual warfares.
We're getting there.
So what if Baal and all these different ones were actual beings that these people got to see that they worshiped for? Like Baal was for the crops to come in better and fertility. And there was another one for fertility, not Aphrodite, but she was in that same thing. But through the scripture parts of like actual Bible, like that was my thought. Like, what if these were were the false gods actual entities that these people could encounter and or see, but they just weren't God?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, everybody in the Bible kept coming in saying, well, no, Almighty he is God. He is
Yeah.
uppercase God. These are lowercase gods, and they referred to him as lowercase gods. Were they demigods?
So I have lots of things. I think your original premise is slightly flawed in that you stated it's hard to get people to follow along with something. I don't think it is, especially when you control the education system and the literacy is very low. So if your people can't read and you have a select few people who can, you can completely control the message that goes out, and you could sell almost anything to people and they'll buy it, right?
Okay.
So step one there. What we got? You're onto something. Many scholars believe this to be true in the ancient world. There's one thing
Boom.
that this made me think
Wait,
of.
let me drop this real quick.
And this is cool that Pastor Leon's on. Tabitha, I like Greek mythology too, but apparently we're dorks. But whatever. Pastor Leon, when he was here
I don't think I would
last
have
time I
anyone
saw him,
argue the other way of that at all.
we were talking about Paul, the Apostle Paul, who wrote a lot of the New Testament went around in the times right after Jesus was crucified,
Yeah.
and he preached the gospel. After he was originally a Christian killer, and God met him on the road to Damascus.
And now he's a killer Christian.
Change it. Hey, bang, bang, bang. And so he goes into, sometimes he's in places that have like, the false gods, and that's their setup for their belief system. And so he's in Athens, which is a town that most people have probably heard of.
Randy says, how many genders are there today? You can teach people anything.
Randy, no, and
He's
you can't-
arguing your point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the idea is he goes into Athens and he's walking around and he sees statues built to these false gods, right? And they even went, the Athenians were like, Greeks were afraid they would forget a god and make them mad. And so they even put up statues to what they called unknown gods. So just to cover, like, hey, if we forgot you, like miscellaneous, here it is.
No.
And
So
instead
you
of
don't
going in
smote us or smite us.
and instead of going in there and just slapping everybody in the face about you idiots, these are false, he goes in and he starts to preach to them about Jesus, right? But he works in their existing system. He works in to kind of like incorporate their culture into his sermon, and then brings them into like who Christ is. So he starts off and he's like, hey, I'm paraphrasing, by the way. It's in Acts 17, I'm pretty sure. And he's paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, hey, I've been walking around here. I see that you guys already know how to believe in something that you can't see, something that's bigger than us, right? You already had that concept down.
That's paraphrasing, though. Did he say that?
I can go
Because-
get the.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just challenging that thought of
Yes.
like, because it's always referred to as a false god, but at the same time, that doesn't mean didn't exist. It just means it's not the god.
No, I can't. I don't believe there's. I don't think that there's actual like gods that used to exist, but then God like exterminated them.
Well, I didn't say. I mean, well, lowercase gods though. I mean, there was demons. He cast out demons from the human to go into the pigs.
Now maybe they could be misinterpreted as gods, and people could buy into that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A demigod, somebody that like has
So I
Samson. He had crazy strength that nobody else had. That's Hercules. That's just like a demigod. There was people in the Bible that had these like abilities and sorts.
just having the ability make you a demigod, or can it just be somebody that was
Well,
blessed with an ability?
I'm just using that as an example
Yeah.
of saying what they would be called, but they were lowercase gods.
I guess those would be different because he was always stated as a human, whereas the legend of Hercules would say that he is God.
Well, gods.
divine.
Well, what if What if there
So
was?
are we all demigods in because we're all children of God?
No, because we don't have
Yeah.
any powers.
Yeah. We don't?
No, do you?
You look around look at the observed universe. I don't see life anywhere else.
Well, I'm just saying in general. There's people that have.
We're getting
have you
deep in
seen?
it right now.
Have you seen Chris Angel? I mean,
Have you watched the Olympics? I mean, there
Yeah,
are people doing stuff there that I can't do.
Less than 5 seconds scaling an entire wall.
That was awesome.
Crazy.
475, I think it was. So to land all that, I think what Paul does there is he works in like their old belief system.
Yeah.
And he says, you already understand how to believe. You even have a statue to this unknown God. And he's like, I'm here to tell you like the unknown God that you pray to. This is actually like God, and Jesus Christ has come and he's died this way. And when he talks about resurrection, everybody freaks out because they don't believe in that.
Yeah.
And that's when people bail. But like, bail. Sorry.
Yeah, you are a dork.
Yeah.
You tried to argue that you weren't, but you.
No,
weren't.
I embrace the dork. That's okay. But I think you can use. I think people are literally dying to believe something. So if we didn't teach and preach about the gospel, I think people would find false things to believe in, and I think they do even as we are preaching and teaching it. Right.
Okay.
So
I want. To
I think
see
we can make
what
things
Brett
up.
Thinks. What do you think about this whole concept of there being the lowercase gods actually being real beings
Yeah.
and not just imaginaries?
that's my favorite. Sorry, Pastor Leon. Let me tell you about the unknown God, and then yeah.
But what do you think, Brett?
I don't know.
It's a new thought that I had, and I just want to throw it on you guys
Yeah.
and see, challenge you in that thought process.
I think it's a good thought. Like I don't think you're wrong or heretical to think it. But
and then that's what I was saying. It's nothing. There's nothing bad about it. It's just
Yeah.
like I wonder if that was a thing.
I'd probably say that's accurate.
Right?
That people believe that these are demigods.
I think people believed in it. I don't think I'm willing to go as far as to say like they actually existed as like
'Cause,
little g gods.
I mean, there could have been people in the people that were in biblical times that weren't written down in the Bible that were given, because I mean, there was people going out and doing works in God's name, healing people, raising people from the dead. I mean, And who was the one that ran around naked all of his career? There was a there was a prophet that like went around naked all the time doing works.
That's a strategy.
And
I'm gonna Google this
You can.
Yeah,
and hope that it doesn't come back bad.
kind of what Clint said.
Uncle Clint back in?
Yeah,
Hey,
there's a reason why it's called Greek mythology.
Yeah. The
Yes.
myth.
The myth. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hung up on. I think it's something that people believed in, and did they exist? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not great
I don't
podcasting.
think
but
they
know, that's
did.
fine.
I'll go out there. I don't think that there existed other like smaller gods. Like I don't think there's a pantheon. That's the right word for that, right? I don't think there's a pantheon out there. and,
Well,
like,
this isn't something not a hill I'm dying on.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
the
yeah.
question.
Oh, yeah, I
Like,
think it's a
putting that
good-
thought out there.
it's a good thought experiment.
Jeremiah. He was the naked guy.
I just don't
Why am I blanking on that?
like there. We have proof of God, like our
Yeah.
of big God.
For us. For
Yeah.
some people, they would say it's not proof, but
Yeah,
Matt posted a YouTube video.
Here we go. Isaiah 20, 2-4. At the same time spoke the Lord, Isaiah the son of Amoz. Sorry, I don't know if I pronounced that right. Saying, go and loose the sackcloth from off thy loins and put off thy shoes from thy foot. And he did so, walking around naked and barefoot. So it was Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
Not Jeremiah.
Unless this little article is I just
Yeah,
literally
that was
Googled
just
it.
something I brought
So
up. in
I
thought,
trust
but-
Pastor Leon more than I do Google.
but we have proof of like Jesus.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Jesus that walked the earth. Like there's proof of
There are non-biblical texts that talk about the existence of
Right.
of Christ, but they would not make the claim that he is who we believe he is. But there is his existence.
throwing tomatoes here, but there just as much evidence of Christianity as there is for Greek gods.
And
That's
I
what
would-
his argument is.
I would disagree with that, but we're allowed to disagree on some things.
No, we're not anymore.
Who said who?
Oh, there's a bunch of comments. Oh, just society, but but no, that you guys keep reading. But that's my thoughts though of like Samson. He was this super strong guy that was like superhero strong that did crazy feats.
Yes.
What's to say there wasn't more people because he wasn't very godly. He had his powers taken away because he didn't continue to be super godly. He only followed certain rules of not cutting his hair, not doing this, but he kept taking God off.
Well, keeping
by-
the law was how you were godly, right?
well, but he didn't really keep it very
Well,
well.
he
And
had
then
the
that was taken
he had the
away.
power until he didn't.
So I wonder
Right.
if there was people, and this is a wonder. I wonder if there was people biblical times that didn't get talked about in the books that had abilities and gifts that God, because none of them were. They were all.
Hold on, I'm with you on that.
They
There's
were
definitely
all flawed.
yeah. there's-
Everybody that God used was flawed. So what if He gave an ability to somebody, say super speed, like Icarus or whatever, or no, Icarus flew with wax wings.
The Flash.
Well, yeah, okay, the Flash. There was a Greek hero that
Are you
had
was it
super speed.
Apollo that had the? I don't know,
I
man.
can't. No, Apollo holds
Apollo was Roman, anyways.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed?
Hermes.
Yeah, Creed. That's right.
Hermes.
Hermes. There you
Hermes
go.
is who you're looking
yeah.
for. He's Greek.
He had the wings. on his
See,
ankle.
sometimes you need a dork.
So anyway, yeah, that's just my thoughts.
Oh,
What
yeah,
if
hold on.
what if there was those ones that we didn't get to hear about that could have went off and went Jim Jones about it, and we're like, hey, guess what? I'm a god. Look what I can do. Pray
Jim
to me.
Here's some cool.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
I'm with you on that. I think that you're asking, can people misuse the blessings of God?
no, I'm not
basically.
asking that at all. I'm saying they do.
Yes.
So
that-
what if in
you're-
biblical times that's what the lesser false gods
Yeah,
were people that squandered God's power?
Okay, hold on. Then you change it. So not exactly like gods, but maybe just people who were misusing.
Lowercase g's. They called themselves gods and started a following, so people worshiped
I
them.
think we slid the ruler a little bit. I'm trying to hang on.
No, not
Okay.
really. I'm just,
All right.
it's just crazy ADD thoughts that are going through my head.
Hold on. We need to catch up on these real quick.
I was letting you guys do that as I talked, and then you
I
stopped.
challenge the idea that people will believe in anything just to believe in something, fall into the category of dying to believe in something that haven't decided on believing something
If you
specific.
don't believe in something,
Yeah,
you fall for anything.
I completely believe that we're
Country song.
built to believe, like we're built to search for God, and we try to fill other things into that like need. But
and a theologian. Sorry.
a conversation with a I would love to talk to. I'm not a professional historian because I don't get paid to do it.
Oh, just because you get paid for something doesn't mean you're a professional.
Isn't that the exact definition of it?
Nah, it's just a title.
Oh,
Doesn't
We've had
make
this
you-
conversation.
we have. He's right. We have. We've been here before.
Yeah, 4
So
years.
you're. Oh man.
What? I said I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's actually a great point. Like Napoleon would call himself an emperor god, and all the pharaohs thought they were legitimate
wait,
gods.
can you read that out loud before you
sorry.
talk about it? So
Yes,
other
I'm
people
sorry.
know. I
Pastor
noticed
Leon.
we do that a lot, where we're like, "Oh, that's a great comment." Yeah. Okay. So anyway, like read the comment.
Pastor
out.
Leon said
So-
emperors also consider themselves gods.
Yes.
And I believe Aztecs, which I learned last week that Aztecs never referred to themselves as
San Diego
Aztecs.
State.
They had a totally different term for. It was Mexi something or Mehi something like that. Gosh, I know what you meant. But yeah, pharaohs were big on this, where they believed that they were
180. I get it.
Yeah. It is episode 180.
It is episode 180.
This is one of my favorite conversations we've had on the show.
Around.
We've
I'm telling
already
you,
done
it
this.
was an ADD thought during a sermon, and it's just what I pulled from it. And I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm just challenging.
Dude,
people's
I
minds.
think that was good. I think we just might have made good content.
So it's Kanye the god of music.
I mean, he
No.
considers himself that.
I'm just-
I think that goes to
If you
Kendrick
ask
Lamar.
him, yeah.
Elvis is the king, right?
Elvis is the king.
Bruce Springsteen's the boss.
Bruce Springsteen.
I think he's overrated. Can we just say that? Can I say that?
Who?
Can I
Bruce
say that? I
Springsteen's
think he's
overrated?
overrated.
I don't care.
I don't think
you can
you've
say
ever
whatever you
jammed
want.
out to Bruce Springsteen.
That's the America I
You-
live
what?
in.
You just ever jammed out to him?
No, I have. I think he's good. I just think he's overrated. I don't think he deserves like that title. Whatever. Wow, that was cool sound.
Anyway, I'm just making sure we're caught up on the things.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Colin?
Off mic column?
Any thoughts on that?
He's got thoughts.
Lower-
Oh no, you lied. You
lower-
have, I saw thoughts right there.
Lowercase gods.
I just saw thoughts right there.
having.
I was gonna say, bringing up like the
Bring him the mic.
epic of Gilgamesh.
Mm.
Like, I mean, I don't know much about it. I just know that, like, I don't know if it's. I've never looked into it, but I've heard about it, and like that, I guess fallen angels mated with humans, and then like their offspring were giants or had abilities and stuff like that. Yeah, the Nephilim and stuff. I don't know if it's. I've never read it. I've never looked into it.
I have not.
Well, and there's the book of Enoch too that was not in the Bible, right? Or not Enoch.
There's 16 books.
16 books that were in the Dead Sea Scrolls or something like
There's
that.
some that
they
didn't,
kept
yeah.
out, yeah. But that was actually still Bible back then, yeah. There's a bunch of stuff that people in charge took out of the way, so we're not allowed to read it, just like you were saying earlier.
Thanks, Biden.
That was
I think
actually
that was
funny.
Bush, but
Hey, no one
Took it
likes Bruce Springsteen. Like
Oh.
Jenna, Greg, Tabitha, all of them say he's overrated.
yeah, I like him. I think he's got some good
What
songs.
do you guys all got in common right now?
They don't like Bruce Springsteen?
We're white.
They all listen to this show.
Oh, I thought
So
you
they
said
have
something
good taste,
else.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got
You
you.
said
Hey,
This show, I thought you said something.
Josh, wonderful segment. That didn't make me frustrated at all. I enjoyed that very
Okay.
much, actually.
It was
I
a,
think
it was a
he's-
coin toss.
He's lying.
I was
He's
not
lying that he wasn't
no,
frustrated.
I
I wasn't frustrated.
No,
at
hit
all.
my music.
But
will you?
that's all. Sit down and listen up to what Joey's got to say.
All right. Let's crank down the grade level on this conversation a little bit. I wanted to today. I was thinking about the Olympics again still, and 'cause
How?
they're still
They've
on.
been over with for like
It's amazing. I love watching the
a whole
Olympics.
4 years.
It's been a good time so far, so good. And I was watching. What's up?
Oh, Mom, sorry.
She's right.
Jesus is the King of. We know. We said that, Mom.
We
Jesus
disclaimered
is the
that.
King of Kings.
Yeah.
I know uppercase G,
Brett, I can't stop. These are like just.
Uppercase G in Jesus.
lowercase heart.
So I've been watching the Olympics, and there have been a couple of injuries that prevented people from continuing on in their sport. One of the swimmers got so sick he vomited 10 times after swimming in that river. The Seine, is that what they call it?
Dude, that was a big, huge thing. Did you not hear about that?
Yeah.
Or was
That
it tested correct? Or it
Yeah,
didn't
it's
test-
dirty.
Well,
Yeah.
the mayor or the governor or whatever of that place was like, yeah, we'll swim in it to prove it's clean, because the people of Paris were like, you're waiting to spend all this money now? Why wouldn't you clean
Yeah.
this river before? They were all going to
Go poop in the river,
river
the day of the opening ceremony.
upstream, so that the mayor and those that jumped in to swim would be swimming in their own filth.
Mm-hmm.
But then they were like, we're not going to do it. But yeah, it's a gross river.
Oh,
Someone
I
got
did
E. coli from it.
I pooped in it.
You
I flew there overnight just to poop
pooped in
there
it, walked
and then
right
left.
back to the airport.
And I said, wee.
I made that comment on somebody else's video.
How do you spell wee wee?
WEEWEE. Wee. Hey, I've been to Paris. Have you? No. Okay, go on.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told us about the Eiffel Tower. I remember. I just remembered. Relax. Sometimes my mouth goes quicker than my brain.
I don't care. Go on with your segment. What were you saying?
Yes.
Sorry.
So I've been watching. There's been a couple of injuries and things like that, but not.
Colin's commenting in.
Colin said since he doesn't have a microphone on this platform.
It's bad when you just have to swim past dead bodies," said Pastor Leon. Yeah. So the injury rate is not as high as I thought it would be. These people are performing at the highest of
Yeah.
levels, and you would think they'd get hurt more often. I mean, a football game,
I saw a guy pull a hammy in a race the other day.
yes, but they do have
Yeah.
injuries. And I thought, oh my goodness, how terrible would that be? I was listening to someone talk about pole vaulting,
Hmm.
and they were talking about how, like, sometimes the pole vault stick can break halfway up, and
Oh,
you can
yeah.
just fall back down the wrong way.
Or your package can get caught on
That
a
did
bar
happen.
and knock the bar off.
That
with a
did
high
happen.
Jump. That was in pole vaulting.
Yes.
Yeah, he vaulted up and hit the bar with his wee wee.
That's all he got.
Did you not hear about this guy?
That's an
Wee
injury.
wee.
You was- no.
He's wee wee.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now he's lined up for dates.
Oh yeah, they're making the joke. He lost, but
But did
he won.
Yeah, but he
I
won.
did see an article where like these sites offered him like $250K the next day.
Oh, Trojan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
endorsements.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about injuries and the worst injuries. As I get older, I have some lingering injuries. But I wanted us to talk about either, here we go. So think about maybe like the worst injury you've ever had,
Oh, okay.
or if you don't have a contestant for that, maybe the dumbest injury you've ever gotten. So the
yeah.
one you can look back on and be like, well, that was stupid. So for instance, I know
I've got that
somebody
one already.
that was trying to take a BB gun off the wall, and they were hung it on a nail
And it
that was
pulled the
in the
trigger.
trigger,
Yeah.
the trigger well. And when he pulled it down, it pulled the trigger. It shot him in the belly, and it went into his stomach far enough that they had to go like surgically remove it.
Oh, we've had BBs stuck in us for years.
Simone hurt her calf, and then she's right. She kept going.
Why would she do that to her baby cow?
How did that one guy today run with COVID? Didn't we just freak out?
I was
all
thinking the
year?
Oh,
same thing when I saw that.
And then he did a post-race interview with a mask on.
Yeah, are we? That's just how that works now.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
Like, I don't get it.
He ran a race with COVID.
That's what he got bronze and then said, I have
That's-
COVID. And then
we
did a
can-
post-race interview with
I got
a
you
mask
after.
and said, I can't run the rest of the week.
So
anyway.
I want to hear your dumb injury stories. I want to
Okay.
hear, or your worst. So either something really bad or just the dumbest injury you've ever got.
I have some neat ones. One of the first injuries I ever got that I had to go to the doctor and have something removed from my body.
Oh my. Okay.
Wait, I can't tell that story. No, I'm just kidding. I can. I was going fishing with my cousin Justin Pinson. Hey, Justin, I know you're not watching. I'm going to tag you in the post, so you have to hear this.
JP.
Me and Justin were fishing in the creek, and his mom yelled at us to come inside or something. So we're going up the hill with our fishing poles. It's really steep. Like, you have to have cleats to get up it almost.
Yeah.
So we're going up. I trip and fall. And if you know anything about East Kentucky, there's trash. And I broke a glass bottle with my shin. Not knowing I broke a glass bottle, I thought I put a hook in my leg and said, ow, that hurts. So I get up to the top of the hill and look. I'm like, there's my hook. Oh, I'm bleeding a lot. And so I go into their bathroom and put my leg in the shower, and like just blood just kept gushing out. And then I had to go to the doctor. I went like 2 or 3 months later, and he like cut it open and got the glass out because I was like, I don't want to go to the doctor. And
Oh
then
my
It
goodness.
started getting red and stuff. It's like, anyway, that was a dumb one. That was like my first dumb
That's a
thing.
bad one. Yeah.
But I had one time where I fell out of a tree. I'm allowing you guys to think about your dumb injuries.
No, I'm
just-
enjoying
I'm
this, yeah.
feeling. I climbed up in a tree of my grandma's house. She had these red oaks that somebody brought seeds by, or saplings, and my grandpa planted red oaks in East Kentucky. So there's these giant pine-ish red oaky
Mm-hmm.
trees growing, and we used to climb them as kids. Me and my cousin Nick, we'd climb them all the time. Well, I came back later when I was an older teen and was like, hey, I remember climbing those as kids. So I climb up this tree and I go 30, 40 feet in the air. And then my mom says, hey, it's time to go. And I was like, oh, crap, I better get down. I fall from 20 to 30 foot in the air. I'm falling through the air, and 2 branches catch me like a set of arms under my knees, under my arm. Shoop.
Like saved your life.
Just like an angel had grew 2 branches out and caught me.
What?
And
I like that story.
I was 5 foot from the ground. It caught me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my god!" Like freaking out, and like I was like, "This is a miracle that I didn't just die." And I got down and went to the car and told Mom about it. She's like, those angels are watching over you. Didn't you, Mom? She's asleep. She fell asleep. But anyway, that was 2A. I've got more, but I'll let you guys go. That was a dumb one and a really cool one.
I don't have a dumb one.
Yeah,
All of my
Colin.
injuries, all of my injuries are pretty legit.
Pretty epic.
Pretty dumb one.
Do I?
Oh,
Didn't you throw your back out once?
When we were warming up for flag football, tossing, and you jumped up in the air to catch a football and just rolled your ankle and like broke your ankle.
was I there for this?
No.
I don't remember that.
It was with Don, when we played with Don
We played
Carter
with Don
and-
Carter. Yeah.
You rolled your ankle warming up.
Yeah. I was wearing cleats, and
Funny how I forgot that.
Yeah, I
huh,
forgot
Colin?
about that
I
stuff.
don't have a dumb one.
yeah, we were warming up playing flag football, and we were just tossing, and Colin probably threw a terrible throw to me, and so
So it
you were
probably was
definitely a
terrible.
teenager.
So it probably was terrible. Yeah.
So I jumped up in the air to make the stellar catch, and
High point
Yeah.
the ball.
and came back down on my ankle and
The air.
and rolled it really bad. I played the game, but as soon as I took my shoe off, my ankle was like, whew.
That's the
Yeah.
worst when you got the bat. Yeah.
I did it in volleyball too.
Oh,
Do you remember
no, I
that?
got sugar.
No, we played church volleyball, and it
I
was
don't remember. Yeah.
yeah, it was a. You're supposed to have 6 people on your team, but we could only come up with 4. It was me, Andrew Ross, my sister Lindsay, and her friend Tara. And so we took a 4-man volleyball team out of when you're supposed to have 6, all the way to the championship.
Illegal.
Yeah, I guess. But the same kind of thing. I jumped up to spike a ball, and landed and twisted my ankle again.
So maybe stop jumping.
Yeah, that's
So it went from a rec league to get wrecked league.
Oh yeah.
That's a
I
good
was
time.
no.
hanging on to
The
that for a
Get
minute.
Wrecked League was in the Sports of All Sorts League, where the girl spiked the ball right into my face, and it was hard. Like it was
She
like
was
what
good?
yes,
Yeah.
She needed tested for hormones.
yeah. I think she goes by Trevor now.
Or did go by Trevor. Tested for 10
No,
types
you
of
have to have
fever
a dumb
tranquilizer.
injury story.
Do you want to hear the worst, or do you?
Let
want
me
to
hear the worst. Yeah.
Dumb. The worst was the time I wrecked the dirt bike. That one sucked for a while.
What happened?
I whiskey throttled over a step up and went like 10, 15-ish feet in the air.
Nice.
And
Whiskey throttles when the bike goes away from you while you don't move with it.
No,
And
no,
as
no.
it happens, you pull the throttle even more
No, I
and
landed
it
off,
launches.
I landed off a jump, and then I got real scared for the next jump, and I like overreacted, flew up
Yeah.
in the air, and then I'm like 15 feet in the air, and I blacked out because I was like talking to God of do I hold on or do I let go, and I realized I'm in a real bad spot either way. 'cause
Like, hey, man, I
I'm
need some
doing
advice.
I'm doing a Superman. My feet came out from underneath me.
Oh no.
But I don't do tricks, so
So I blacked out.
God, he was flying.
Oh my goodness.
I blacked out, and I'm like laying on the ground, and I'm just like, this dude just came out of nowhere. He's like, dude, are you good? I'm
you're like, I'm a lowercase G. I'm a lowercase
I
G.
said,
I
I'm
was not
good.
ready.
And that adrenaline kicked in.
It turns
like-
out you all are worthy.
He like helped me up real quick, and I'm just like, yeah. He's like, I can't believe you held on for that one. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like walking around. I'm like, man, I guess I slammed my nuts on the seat. That one hurt. And then
It was weird. A tree caught him like this.
and then like I had a major like my head was banging, and then like my leg. I was like, oh my
Yeah, they
leg
call those
hurts.
concussions, brother.
Yeah.
Well, so I hopped back
It explains
on
a
my-
lot.
Were you wearing a helmet?
Oh yeah.
Thank God.
Part of the story comes in. I didn't want to look like a fool in front of all these people, so I hopped back on, did 2 more laps, and I'm like, I'm hurting. I'm gonna go back to camp.
Concussions
So
do that too, yeah.
I sit there and took off my helmet. My helmet was cracked all the way through the back.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then I'm like, man, my leg hurts. So I rolled up my pant leg.
And my helmet was broke there too.
Do you know like how you can get the aftermarket like pegs that
Yeah.
have the spikes to keep your foot on?
Yeah,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
trend. It's
I
like.
had those and they didn't help. My shin went fully into the thing.
Were you wearing boots?
Yeah, well,
Like
yes,
bit
but
like
they
tall boots?
didn't- No. So they you
had
can still
flip-flops.
Hookers.
to this day. To this
Go-go
day,
boots.
it took all the cartilage out right here. Like you can feel the pegs into my bone.
There's cartilage in your shin?
Or whatever, it's a muscle or something.
Join the Patreon to touch that spot.
I'm telling you, it's the grossest thing you'll ever feel.
I'm not touching it.
But
I
I
won't
was
do it.
gushing
Colin
blood
wants to.
right there, and then I'm like, I was like, that looks bad, but my ankle hurts, so I took off my boot. I don't to this day I don't know what it was, but something went through like my ankle and I could see my ankle bend,
Nice.
and it ripped through a leather boot too.
Did you go to the doctor?
I just put some super glue on it. Called it a day.
If you go to Noah's Feet Finder, you can see the injury.
There you go.
I didn't play sports for about a month after that though because I couldn't walk right.
Oh my goodness.
Coaches were
Dumbest
thankful.
one was actually just over winter.
What?
I wanted to go down this part of the hill that was untouched on a snowboard,
Bunny slope.
and it didn't occur to me all the risks that could have happened until I was too late. And then as I thought about it, I hit a tree stump, and like the snow was fresh, so I sunk down 6 inches, and I flung me backwards. And as I'm sliding down this steep hill, I'm like, man, it'd really suck if like I hit a tree like right now.
Head first.
And then now I'm trying to adjust myself into a ball. As I did that, it wasn't a rock. This thing was a boulder. It was hidden in the snow.
It's not a boulder.
It slammed my
It's a
hip
rock.
right here. It slammed my hip.
Oh, yeah, I
All
haven't-
my
yeah.
buddies were watching me. And like I get up and I'm like, I can't walk.
I'm dead. My hip.
Like, I have no use of my leg. We get down there and my butt was blue for 5 days.
Ugh.
The boulder will not fight a little girl.
You
guys
you have to
ever
be-
watched Avatar. Sorry.
you have to be careful. There's those is it called a tree well?
Well, you're just supposed to observe all posted signs and stay on trail.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
because like the snow isn't packed in as tight. Like it can get as high as the trees, but it doesn't pack in as tight there.
Yeah.
So people will fall into those tree wells, and you can't get out. And if you
Yeah.
go in head first, you can like suffocate or just die from.
Do they have to say tree before they say well?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's usually a couple
Surely you
selective
can't be
words.
serious.
I did
Yes, I am, and don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me
in
Shirley.
Colorado. I did land in a tree once.
Tree
Ooh.
wells are scary.
I thought it was not a jump, and it was a jump, and a tree called me.
Greg Wiseman's comment was the best one so far.
Yes.
I want to tell. I won't tell my story about breaking my toe after learning that Jenna got struck by lightning. I felt the same way, Greg. She brought it up one time in passing, and I was like, wait a minute. You were struck by lightning? You need to talk about this to everyone you come in contact with. That's a crazy story.
She was indoors too.
Yeah, she should lead off with that.
Sorry,
Joey,
I had to take my
have
contacts
you,
out.
what was your dumbest injury?
I was in the 5th grade,
Yeah.
and my cousins.
Show
from,
off.
My cousins. From,
I was excelling in the 5th grade.
yeah. My cousins from Georgia were up, and we were in my grandpa's basement, and he had like this middle room that it was just a bed, like a bed, a desk, and for some reason a treadmill,
Yeah.
and like an old one that you change the speed with like a big, like bar thing. It was
Yeah.
cool. We loved it. We played on it all the time. And what we'd like to do was set couch cushions on it, sit on the couch cushion, turn it up to high while it was off, and then turn it on. So it didn't have safeties on or anything. It would just come back up to full speed immediately.
Oh, dang.
It would launch you off the edge of it. You'd fall on the pillow. It was cool. So my one cousin was like he's at least 10 years younger. I don't know how much younger he is actually, but he was climbing on the treadmill as I was standing on the pillow about to sit down for my turn.
Okay.
And he reached up to pull himself up and he hit the on button.
Retched up. Yeah.
Yeah, retched up. Yes, thank you. No, that's not what that means, right? Retched is to hand me something, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha!
Past tense.
I learned.
All right, you wretched over there.
Yes. You retched me the fact?
Not wretched. Wretch.
I know, but past tense, past
Anyway,
whatever.
sorry,
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah. So he hit the on button while I'm standing, and it shot the pillow out from under me. And I did a flip. My grandpa had drop ceilings in the room,
Yeah.
and I hit the top of the drop ceiling. And I remember being up top, and I was coming down like front first, and I remember thinking like, oh, this is gonna hurt really bad. And he had the two like handles you would hold on to if you run on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And I was coming down like this, and I landed on one right here on my shoulder and my collarbone, and it just snapped it right in half. Flipped me over onto my back, and then the treadmill was still running. So I did like a couple of somersaults, and then it launched me off the edge. It burned all the hair off the back of my head. And I got up, and like sometimes if you break a bone, like if you're still walking around,
Yeah.
like your body's natural defense is to like slump it. So like it's hiding it basically.
Yeah.
So I stood up, and normally I stand up like this, and I was like this. And I everyone's staring at me like nobody knows what to say. And I was like, I need my mom. And like we walked upstairs, and they all saw it. And my uncle, my older cousin had wrestled for most of his high school career, and before that too, I think. But he had popped his shoulder out of socket all the time.
Yeah.
So like they were wondering at first, like, is his shoulder out of socket? My uncle looked at it and he's like, no, like he needs to go to the doctor. So I went to the specialist. He grabbed my arm right here and he grabbed my shoulder right here, and he did this.
Rotated it back up in.
And no, it wasn't out of socket. It was
Oh.
it was snapped like this.
Oh.
So when he did it, I like
Screamed.
yelped like,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, that might be broken. Let's get you an X-ray." And I'm like, you could see so it broke like this,
Yeah.
but it was on an angle. You could see it almost poked through my skin.
Gotcha.
So you could see that angle of the bone. And like now that I think about it, I'm pretty mad at that guy for putting me through that pain.
He thought he was doing the best for you.
It
Yeah.
explains a lot about your throwing.
Ah.
Maybe it does. Turns out your clavicle is the most commonly broken bone in your body because it's designed
Someone's
to be
break.
broken. It's
Ah.
a shock absorber. So when you fall, if you didn't have a clavicle that would break and take some of the force, we would get concussions much more often and spinal injuries much more often.
Your grandma wanted me to
Yeah.
come take care of you. She broke her coccyx.
That's bad to break too.
Yeah. That was on
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it's to protect your head and neck and
Uncle Rico.
stuff like that.
Showed up.
Dude. Perfect North, you see some gnarly stuff. there.
Jenna says,
Oh, this is a conversation between her and Greg.
No.
no, she said,
No, 'cause she
Brett and
comment-
Colin.
If you're looking at this, go ahead.
I remember when you guys got hurt at Mamaw's house when we did mattress surfing.
Where you take
We
a
used to
mattress
do
on
that
the
all the
steps
time. I
and
didn't-
ride down them.
Yeah, I don't.
I used to do that down my steps. I don't think I ever got really hurt by
You
that.
let Colin play with a machete? Yeah.
I picked up this kid's leg once at Perfect's because he fell and he was crying and his dad called him like a little girl. I was like, well, I'll just check him out, and then like I picked
Was
up
the
his
leg was separate from his body?
leg folded. Oh, I was like, oh,
I can never. I get
dude was
queasy
like
anymore.
13.
That's awesome.
I
Not
felt bad
awesome for
him.
him.
Somebody goes, like it's just dangling.
I think it's broke. Yeah,
I'll
me
show
too.
you the
bud.
video later. I got a video of a guy doing a double backflip, and he like popped out so quick, and when he landed, it was nothing but like whiplash, and like
Yeah.
he was knocked out cold spinning. It's crazy.
Oh, we were at Scott High School one time. It was after wrestling practice. We went over there for a practice because they had a pool, and like one of the dads was there, so he wanted to swim too. And he went to do a backflip off the diving board, but didn't clear the board. Hit just his head. He was bleeding before he hit the water.
Nice.
Dude was messed up.
I hit myself in the head one time. Well, many times, but one time I was doing youth work, and remember when Jackass was really big and Wee Man could kick himself in the forehead?
Yeah, you could do that.
He was a midget. No,
Oh,
but he did
little
that.
person.
I'll say midget.
You
So
should try it right now.
well, no, like this is the funny story about it is I was like, can anybody kick themselves in the head like that? And so some of the kids were trying. So we were jumping and like throwing the side of our foot up, trying to hit ourselves in the face.
Yeah, I thought he did it straight up.
He did it straight up because he's got little legs and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're trying to do that. So I had bibbed overalls on for some reason. I don't know. It was Tuesday. But so I'm jumping up and throwing my foot up. And so during this, I'm like, man, I cannot get close to kicking my head. And these other kids are trying it too. And I was an adult-ish, 20-ish. And so during this process, I thought, wait a second. I bet if I used my knee, I could do it. So split second thought,
You
jam
just-
my knee up,
right into your
hit
face.
myself right in the forehead and like stopped. It was like, well, that was stupid. And so then I had to sit down because everything like, flash of light and like, I did it. Like, yeah.
I win.
It was all in the process. It really, that was,
Oh,
that was a good dumb
Another
injury.
good memory that pops up when I think of dumb stuff. I think of Seth at that lock-in when he tried. Remember how we used to set up the jingle blocks?
when he still has scars from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We would set up. We had giant Jenga, but we'd set them up as tall as we could and see how high we could jump
over
to
it.
jump
Yeah.
over them.
Yeah.
And he didn't make it over one, but the
It
column
was-
didn't
it was
collapse.
over 4 foot tall, but he landed on it
On the
he was-
column.
he was sitting on it in the air,
Dang.
and so the block when he landed like followed him down, and it just screwed him up.
Dang.
He still has scars from it.
Does he have a Jenga block inside of him?
No, it landed on his side, not.
I mean, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
gotcha. That's where my thoughts went. I was like, ooh, he just slid down. Anyway, well, yeah, fun segment.
Jenna has video of it, she said.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
incriminating.
Yeah, so that injuries, Olympians, blah, blah, blah.
Give me
Brett, what you got?
No.
Story time with Brett.
Yeehaw. We were doing
We were gonna-
code with each
yeah,
other.
we were gonna skip mine.
Oh, okay.
We're
okay.
already
We'll
pretty far.
save
ahead.
it for next week.
No, I'll come up with something better.
Okay, Noah, hit me with the pod bless.
What if I had something?
You don't.
Go ahead.
You should have brought it up before we started the
Hit
show.
your music. Yeah, that's why we
should
had.
have brought up. He didn't have a segment.
He does
I
have a
do have a
segment.
segment. I'm just
We're-
choosing not
we're
to do
doing
it.
it for time.
Oh.
We're just jumping into the Pod Bless for time.
Is it late? Oh my goodness, it's
Yeah,
late. All
we've
right,
been
hit me.
going 54
Pod bless
minutes.
your heart.
No, I don't have it. So
For those of you
Yeah,
that
I
don't
know.
know, Pod Bless segment is when we take something funny from the news and try to bless somebody's heart
oh yeah.
because they're stupid.
And this week it's one of my favorite ones because it involves people interacting with wild animals.
That is generally
thinks
one
he
of
can
our
fight.
favorite things.
The size of the bear really matters on if you can fight the bear or not.
No, they're always going to win.
You're telling me.
Joey, you just.
Will you turn the music down for me a little bit?
you just
Well, you're
spoiled
telling me if you just a baby black bear, no mama around, just a baby. You're
I'm
telling
not-
me you don't think you could
If
dust
you-
off a baby black
if you
bear?
put a baby black bear in a cage
Yeah.
to perfectly know that there is no mama
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
you will never be in that situation. This is
But
fictional.
if
It's not a if. If you ever see a baby bear, there's going to be a mama to kick your
you're
butt.
at the circus back in the day, they got a little black bear
Hey,
there,
those bears can juggle. I'm not messing with any of them.
and they're like, "Hey, if you wrestle this bear down, we'll give you $1,000. You're gonna put that bear down."
All right.
You are delusional.
You have Canadian
Tarouge,
jogger says hair clipped helped save her life in grizzly bear attack.
Canadian jogger says hair clip. Usually hair clips get
One
stuck
of my
in
favorite
Oh,
supplements
kill the
is-
sound. We don't know what that is. We don't.
the. Hair clips are generally something that women talk about
Usually
getting in car
Canadians are
wrecks.
smarter too.
I wouldn't go that far. Anyway,
In a quote, the bear had taken my head in its mouth and had taken me down to the ground.
So you got to fight that bear.
A woman was attacked by a male grizzly bear while on the run with her dog. She believes she would have died if it wasn't for her plastic hair clip.
oh,
Does the gender of the bear matter?
She
Yeah.
was jogging on a mountainside,
women are
and
beasts.
her dog Luna was with her. The bear had taken my head in its mouth, took me down to the ground.
Oh,
During the attack, the bear bit into her hair clip, which the grizzly started to back off. The dog barking also scared the bear.
oh, she had a dog with her. That
This
doesn't. That's not
bear
as fair.
Should get his bear card taken away.
He comes back. He's got a piece of hair clip.
He just got beat up by a hair clip. And what kind of dog is this?
A Jack Russell Terrier.
It has to be.
I'm getting sucked into
She
this.
said
ad.
it crushed the clip, and I think the spring part just
The
kind of
ad up there.
exploded in its
Claw
mouth.
wounds on her back and a broken arm.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I forgot. Yeah, bears can like
Oh,
slash
she's got
you
a
too.
cute tattoo.
There was 2 other bears there also.
Oh, that's her over here.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sad
that's
ending.
not the hair
Sad
clip.
ending.
Oh wait, I see what happened.
Sad
The
ending.
dog
She-
died.
No, all 3 bears were euthanized.
3 bears.
Well, there's 2 other bears watching, like rooting the other bear on.
Oh,
Oh, is this a
get her.
Goldilocks? This is a Goldilocks situation.
Uh-huh.
Bears and her dog.
2 bears and her dog. Oh man.
So I just saw a clip of the clip, and that thing was huge.
Yeah.
So I could see how that hair clip could have saved her.
Yeah. Bears are nothing to mess with, man. Even if they
Yeah.
are babies in a zoo.
So
trapped.
is it black bear? You're supposed to get big and loud.
Grizzly, you're supposed to
Grizzly
go to
bear, you're
fiddle.
supposed to play dead.
fiddle.
And then they say
Fetal.
polar bear, just accept your death.
I
Yep.
thought polar bears get big.
No,
No,
polar bear will.
Polar
mess you
bear,
up.
there's nothing you
no
can
matter.
do. If
Yeah.
a polar bear wants to kill you, you're dead. And and by the way, it wants to kill you. Like they are
They-
aggressive
they live-
predators.
They live where there's no vegetation, so they eat anything that moves.
All right,
Yeah.
so what's the moral of the story here?
Bring a Coke.
Josh and I would have died in that situation because we don't have hair clips.
Ah, I could
yeah.
have one in my mustache.
Could you imagine?
If Brett
pull
would
out a
grow his
Coke.
hair back out. If pull out a Coke.
the polar bear is like, oh, thanks, man.
I was prepared for a polar bear, not a brown bear. Oh no!
I just want to know, like that bear just sneak up on her, or like
So bears are deceptively quiet. I've heard of people. I don't want to see that. I've heard of people on African safaris that said like elephants snuck up on them.
Yeah.
So I think wildlife is much more efficient at being quiet than we are capable
Some
of
of
hearing.
gotta be a certain level of
So the idea is that the bear gets close enough to you and you don't realize it, and the next thing you know, you're being attacked, and it happens so fast
Yeah.
that you just.
Oh, her dog was a German Shepherd.
Oh.
That's a good dog to have
They
with you to
came
defend
up
you.
upon a trio of grizzly bears. See, this story is way better.
Oh, when you looked it up through a different website.
My saving grace is from Walmart.
The dog chased off 2 of the
Isn't all
bears,
of ours.
But one, the dog had the 2 bears, and then the one charged at the lady.
Hey,
Props to
beyond.
this dog.
Hey, beyond formal. You caught in right on the Pod Bless segment. Good catching up with you. Jenna said, "Aw."
I bet. Yeah, the dog I think should have been top billed here. I think
don't
the hair
know.
clip should have been lower.
The bears got euthanasiaed.
Yeah, but she only had one hair clip, and there were 3 bears. So I think the dog saved her more than the clip.
If she would have had more clips, you're saying she would have been safer.
Imagine
For
like
each
telling,
one.
this, imagine
Yeah, I
telling this
guess.
story in a bar. Like,
Just keep opening their mouths.
She's
You just
got
keep throwing them in.
puncture wounds all over her arm, and they're like, "What happened? Oh, I got attacked by a bear."
You know,
Like-
hair clips are super dangerous. That's what I was getting at beforehand. Girls that wear them in car wrecks, if they hit their head on the back of the seat, there's shrapnel being removed from women's heads
No.
daily at the hospital because of
Really?
like fender benders and the hairpiece breaking and
let's
stabbing him in the
ban
back of the
assault
head.
hair clips.
I'm telling you, man.
That's got too many tines, man. You can't have
Yeah.
that. It's
Can't
got
have
have
more
a-
high
than
capacity.
3 pointy parts
Yeah.
to the hair clip.
Yeah, high capacity hair clip.
Euthanasia?
What?
Comments coming in.
Oh, I want to see some.
That's beyond formal. He's another.
Euthanasia.
He's another podcaster out there. Check out Beyond Formal, guys,
Do it.
if you want to.
The dog did not die.
No.
Yeah. So
He's a firefighter. He said he can attest to the hair clip stories that people get hair clips busted into the back of their head all the
2
time.
firefighters coming in tonight.
That is true.
Nice.
We have a niche.
They saw Josh's mustache.
Yeah. That would be an illegal mustache
I
because you
used to
can't
fight fires illegally.
you can't get contained air around that.
I did
You can't put your fresh air
After
on.
he started,
after I started them illegally. Where's my lighter?
No.
So who are we blessing?
where's my lighter? I got some trash.
We'll set this can on fire.
Who
Who
should-
do you bless? The dead bears?
I think we have to bless the bear that ran away, not because of the dog, but because of the hair clip. Because the whole blessing thing is like, hey, you're kind of an idiot, right?
Oh, bless his heart.
So it has to, it has to be the bear that got. He didn't get to eat that night because of a hair clip.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Those bears took the L.
They did. They really
That's
did.
true.
You ate all the good color gummy bears? Is that how we're rolling? What
Well-
are you, 5?
I may have left the. I like the green ones, but I may have been avoiding these ones.
Doesn't
These
buy
ones,
them.
the pineapple ones,
Eats all of them.
I may have targeted purple a touch.
never offered me one.
I never even got one either.
I offered to get all the
Suck on
sour
one.
off
And
of
then
it.
spit it in
I
your
don't want
mouth.
one now.
Green's good.
don't
Mom
wear
was
hands,
saying
man.
we should bless the dog. Oh, I'm good. I don't need the
Wow,
sugar.
the dog scared off 2 of them things. and
Yeah,
then
he
came
doesn't.
back.
It's true. I'm going with Joey on this one
Oh,
though. I
right.
think we should bless the bear that bit the hair clip. Poor fella.
So yeah, bear that got scared away by a Walmart hair clip.
Oh,
wait,
fail.
wait.
Oh,
Do
hit
that-
it again. Hey, wait.
Do it one more time.
Here we go. I got you.
Here, check
Bear that got
check
yeah.
off.
Turn that off for a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Bear that got chased away by a Walmart brand hair clip.
Pod bless your heart, sweetie.
And we'll fix the rest in edit.
It's hard because you
No,
never
we
fix
good,
the
bro.
fix
other
it and edit.
stuff.
Yeah, you're good.
I
We'll fix
can-
it in post.
I can use it for TikToks. We're not going to edit any of that.
No post. No post. Never mind. We're good.
Dude, when have we ever done post? 4 years.
Apparently, the claw clip thing is a real deal.
Yeah.
Jenna also.
Why is your one airplane a suicide bomber?
He's not. He's dive bombing. Also, it's not very accurate because it's a P-51. I don't think they did a lot of time.
So that's what it looked like.
Joey has model planes hung up at his office everywhere.
Built them with my grandfather.
And then he's going to crash one into
And
the
then
ground.
he's,
So why don't
that
you
was
talk
his
more
least,
trash
That
about
was
them?
his least favorite.
No, I love these ones. These are some of my top favorites.
I mean,
if
if you
there's
think
one
about
I'm
it,
missing
that's-
that I would love to find.
How much stuff of your grandpa's do you have? That one guy that broke into the person that broke into the church stole your grandpa's knife.
No, I had a. It was
Or a lighter.
It was no. It was It was a
rock.
fingernail clipper. In a leather thing, it was a pair of fingernail clippers and a little file
Oh, okay.
that I just keep in my bag because I clip my nails all the
But it
time.
was your grandpa's.
Yeah, it was super old. But
Gotcha.
I got that back.
Find that dog.
But then you got
Ew.
his airplanes.
Noah-
Did you clean them?
Noah saved me. Clean them from.
after
You don't know
took
what
'em?
could have happened.
It's been years. It's fine now.
Years?
It's
No,
not-
It
we're
has
talking
been-
about
it
the
was
guy
like
who stole
Easter.
them.
Huh?
We're talking about the guy who stole
Oh
them.
yes, after that. Yes, I thought you meant for my grandfather. I'm sorry. No, I sanitized the whole bag. Yeah. Sorry, I was like, no. What would my grandpa do?
Like where? What? Where are
You
you
didn't
going?
clean your grandpa's rusty toenail clippers?
I smell them every night.
It still tastes like
If
it.
by sanitize them,
So
you mean
you
I
say
licked
that
them,
as a
yes.
joke. The leather does still smell like his house. So yeah, it is pretty cool.
Cigarettes.
No,
That's-
pipe
I'm sorry,
tobacco.
I'm joking. Hey, it's cigarette. That's
Oh no, but
tobacco.
half and half Turkish pipe tobacco.
that's funny.
If I smell that stuff anywhere, it like insta takes me to a spot.
What else do you have though? You
What
got
words, Jenna?
airplanes?
She
got
said, "I thought
fingernail
I'd never hear those words coming out of your mouth."
The ones you said before the show.
yeah. Lots of stuff. Whatever. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't know if there was like a number of
one of the
things.
coolest things that. Well, should I talk about that here? No, I shouldn't. I will tell you
Oh,
afterward.
Illegal.
Talk about it.
I'll tell you after, but
It's
I
teeth.
legitimately don't think I can
It's
talk about it
teeth
here.
from people he killed in Korea. No, I'm just kidding.
Korea's too recent.
Yeah, whatever.
No, it's been 2 years.
You're
World War-
young.
World War II.
It's been 2 years.
My grandpa was in World War II. We're not the same age.
Does he have the Nazi paraphernalia?
He was. My dad is the youngest of 3. His brother was 15 years older than him,
Yeah, okay.
and
My
his
brother was-
sister was 10 years older than
My
him.
brother was 10 years older than me.
Better.
His sister's 17 years older than him. Him.
Oh, that Noah said. Noah did save my life that day. He
Oh.
hunted down the
Yeah.
perpetrator, contacted it. Like it was. If it wasn't for Noah, I wouldn't have got any of that stuff back. He actually
I don't
did.
think that's the proper
That was
pronoun.
one of his finest hours.
You're not the first person to say that.
Perpetrator. It's not the proper pronoun. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into the show. I was making a joke about pronouns
Oh,
because
sorry.
it was a he, she
My
person
bad.
that broke into
What's
it.
your pronouns?
Mine's he, him. No,
Mine is this podcast is over.
his, him. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into the podcast. We so much appreciate you being a part of Pod Bless. Make sure to go out there and like and subscribe to YouTube. Make sure to go out there and like and subscribe to TikTok and all those things if you're a part of those networks.
Twitch,
We're still working.
Facebook.
That's true.
Instagram,
Twitter. X,
Twitter, X.
Whatever, X.
Rumble.
No,
OnlyFans.
we're not on Rumble. Hey, Andrew
What's the
Holdsworth.
Donald Trump one?
Good night to you
Truth.
too, my friend.
Truth Social.
We're
We're not there
hopefully,
either.
when the internet's bumped up here at the
What's
church,
up?
we'll be on TikTok Live soon as well.
You can listen to us if you want to during your day
Yeah,
on iTunes
Apple
or
Pod-
Spotify.
I don't think it's iTunes. It's Apple Podcasts.
It's Apple Podcast
It
and
is a separate
Spotify.
thing. Correct. Those are the two easiest ways to find us. Good night, Mom. It's good having you on the show with us, talking in.
Night,
A
Karen.
good evening.
Don't tell my mom good night.
Night,
We'll
Karen.
fight.
I was
Karen,
trying to
love you.
remember the Good Night song from
So long.
So, yeah, but-
farewell.
yeah.
Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they were running
To
from
you
Nazis.
and
Everybody
you,
forgets
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I
they
don't
do.
forget about that. That is, I
Sound of
remember that.
music. But yeah, be sure to go out there and find us on all the platforms and go listen to us later. We need those listens to
Do
go
it.
up. We'd appreciate you if you could put us on in the background
And
and listen.
follow us on the TikTok
Yeah,
because that matters.
yeah.
We're
it,
talking a lot.
It can. If we do
first
blow
we
up,
tick and then we talk,
if we blow up on TikTok, we could actually make money at this.
and that would be cool.
4 years in, we did it.
Yeah, I wonder
Could
what
I-
the
enough
average
money
is.
to quit my job.
$5. I thought of a T-shirt idea.
Oh, okay.
I went to an FC Cincinnati game the other day, and I was like, man, we should make T-shirts that just have something on the back. Ask me about the podcast I'm on, and just have that across the shoulder. So if you're sitting in an audience, people can be like,
Ask
Hey.
me about my podcast.
well, that would be kind of, yeah. That
Funny?
That would work.
Yeah.
It's clever. But I think that would be
guy
good.
dressed up
It's
in
a-
a wiener suit.
No, it's a guy holding a microphone,
Ask
but
me
dressed up like
about
a. No, he's dressed up like a microphone, doing
Well,
the
from
same
the
hand
movie.
thing.
Oh,
I
that's
know,
good.
but yeah,
In a
doing.
microphone
I've
costume.
seen this movie.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
And
he's dressed like a microphone
You've
with his
never
hands.
seen
Ask
Superman?
me
The movie
about-
accepted.
No, he just
It's not
like,
super bad. It's accepted.
Yeah, accepted.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he does it in
they make a
Superbad too,
they
right?
make a fake college.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Justin Long.
Justin
Yeah,
Long
that
was
was-
Yeah.
yeah.
the star.
Yeah,
of it.
wow.
Yeah,
I don't-
because
I'm
they're
not
South
happy I
Harmon
know that.
Institute of Technology.
Yes.
It was
Wait,
Jonah, Jonah
don't nobody
Hill.
tell him.
Jonah Hill was the one in the costume.
Yeah,
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was.
He was in a
Superbad.
hot dog costume and he was going
Yeah.
around saying, "Ask me about my wiener."
I know this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, then. why
So
were
you know
explaining
about
it?
South Harmon Institute of Technology?
Yeah, I was just like,
Very
why?
good. It's
Noah's
great.
all about it.
Joey was jumping up and down, like banging on his desk for no reason. I was just like, what is
It's
going
called
on?
being excitable, Noah.
Oh.
All right.
Anyway,
You guys got anything else?
See you, Jenna. It's nice seeing you too.
All right. Well, I'm Joey.
I'm Josh.
I'm Brett.
That's Noah, and that's Colin. Or here,
And-
wait.
I'm Colin.
I'm Colin.
and,
And
this is Pod Bless.
Bless.
Well done, Colin.
That was a good show again. I think Colin is the weighing factor that makes things better.
Can you write this down for next week?
Huh?
Oh, Pastor
Write this
Derek.
down- Write this down for next week.
Right, what down?
Songs that are great in action scenes.
Songs
So
are
like
great
this,
next.
the song you guys are just singing, like imagine just a shootout or some guy like, or like when the Joker's walking away from blowing stuff up. That'd be a good song.
He wrote it down.
He's gonna steal it. Like,
Bye, everybody.
No, we should all make our own top 5.
Ride.
Dude, that song you made today.